Puneet Goenka, MD and CEO of Zee Entertainment, and Atul Das, President of Corporate Strategy and Business Development, joined me live from Mumbai to talk about the earnings. Thanks so much for joining in, gentlemen. Puneet, let me start with you. I was reading the reports, and all of them are touting about the kind of ad revenue growth that you've shown this quarter. Is this largely also because of a low base effect, or is this a sign of things to come in the next quarters as well?
I think it's a function of two things. One is that we have started to consolidate our regional entertainment business starting from 1st January of this year, which was not present in the last year first quarter. And definitely you're absolutely right that the base of first quarter last year was definitely low, given that we were in the worst hit part of the economic slowdown. But on an overall, for the annual basis, our estimate is that anywhere between 14 to 15% growth on advertising for the full year is something what the industry will witness. And Zee has always endeavored to be a little bit ahead of the industry, and we'll continue to endeavor for that. The regional channels are growing at a better kicker than the national channels, and they will contribute to a better profit margin for the business as well.
Yeah, as far as the programming costs are concerned, again, there are elements of regional entertainment which has been consolidated this quarter, and therefore, strictly not comparable. But even if we could keep that aside, the reason why the programming costs have gone up this quarter is more to do with our sports business. We had a lot more events this quarter versus last year first quarter, and therefore the cost base is high. So what you have to look at in our performance is the fact that on one hand we have had fairly strong operating performance on the advertising revenue front. But the other hand, yes, the sports business costs have been high, but commensurate revenues have not come in. So on the sports, at the margin, we have made a slight operating loss, which probably is slightly higher than what we would have liked or what we would have planned for. But given that factor, the costs are higher, and margins are at 27.6%, which is almost 300 basis points higher than first quarter of last year, which was 24 point some percent. So our performance has been, I would say, strong, except for the sports business, but that we hope to make up during the rest of the 3 quarters.
I mean,
so while on the industry side, you do see a lot of costs, being increased, but I don't think that's the case for us as Zee Entertainment, and we continue to be very competitive as far as our viewership and market share is concerned. Even though we are not really changing our cost basis at an exceptional level. We don't know, sports is an event-led business, so it's a lot to do with how the events go and how India performs in the cricket matches that we cover. So it's not really fully predictable, but our effort would be that we bring down the losses. Last year we actually made losses of 54 crores in the sports business, and that we are hoping that we'll be able to contain this year. So it's obviously in the sports business you can't extrapolate the quarterly either profits or losses, because it's all event driven, and that's what we should not be looking forward to. So the next 3 quarters obviously the losses will be far more contained, and if at all we may record some profits also. As far as competitive environment on sports is concerned, obviously the business is in a different shape today because of the the current pricing norms and the fact of that largely India is still analog market, and therefore the pricing of sports doesn't happen the way it should be, while on the cost side you have to pay top dollars for the rights. So that remains a problem for the sports industry in general. It's not a specific issue with Zee, but I would say most of the sports industry does face this problem.
See, as far as the cable or the analog subscription revenues are concerned, definitely there is a growth in this quarter. But I would expect on the annualized basis it will be flat to a low single-digit growth on the analog cable. On the DTH front, we have recorded about 71 crores as the revenue for this quarter, again up from similar quarter, the same quarter last year. And with the industry adding close to 10 to 11 million subs this year, our growth should be in the same proportion as the industry. Well, the exact cash balance with us is 792 crores.
Great.
And we are actually, we keep evaluating options that keep coming to us for M&A, but I would just say that there is nothing active as of now. But surely if anything that comes up which is worth its while and the right price, we will consider it for sure.